Hey there, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker on creativity, innovation and future trends. Today I'm in Washington DC. I've just arrived here and I'm here because tomorrow I'm going to be the closing keynote speaker for 2,500 auditors for the Institute of Internal Auditors annual conference. And what I thought I would do, because I arrived a little bit early, is I thought I'd come here to Lincoln Memorial for a little bit of inspiration, because this was the scene of the famous I Have a Dream speech by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. If you're a professional speaker, you've probably studied the speech. Even if you're not a professional speaker, if you ever have to give speeches or oratory or just the history of the civil rights movement, it's one of the greatest speeches in history. But what a lot of people don't know about that speech is it was kind of improvised. So the story goes is a gentleman called Clarence Jones, who was a speechwriter for one of the speechwriters, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They'd worked on a speech in advance, and they get up here where I'm going to take you just now, and they're standing there in front of the tens of thousands of people in the audience, and don't get run over here, and the speech starts, and you see Dr. King take the notes of his speech script essentially out, put it in front of him on the lectern in front of us, and then he gets started. And then something really interesting happened. If you watch the video, you'll see him, he basically moves the script to his left. He moves the piece of paper to his left. And what happened here, supposedly, is Mahalia Jackson, the great gospel singer, because as he was starting to get into something, he'd mentioned to her once about this idea of having a dream. And obviously, if you know the speech, you know what that dream is about. Go and watch the speech. And as he was getting started into the speech, and he was kind of going through the planned speech he was due to give, and then Mahalia Jackson said, "Tell them the dream. Tell them about your dream." She was shouting at us, "Tell them about your dream." It's almost like if you go to a gospel service, you know, there's that call and response. There's a energy in the room that's just unlike anything else. And so he kind of used that. He kind of fed off that. I always think in a speech, the audience is actually part of it. You kind of go in with your prep, and then eventually you start giving your speech, and then things start to change because you start to improvise. And so that's what he did. So the part that we now know today as being really famous in the I Have a Dream speech came about because of Mahalia Jackson. And just her saying something, inspiring him, and him taking that speech on a journey, on a path it wouldn't necessarily have gone. And it affected people deeply. It still resonates down the years as well. So tomorrow, I think one of the things I'm going to take from this, I'm going to go up here just now, and I'll put some footage up here as well, is yes, you go in, you go on stage, you bring everything onto the stage that you've prepared, and you do lots of preparation, and you know your speech, and you know it inside out, and you know the integrity, and you can do it without having to look at anything, and that's a given, really. That's really just the price of admission. But then the audience happen, and then you feel the audience like a great jazz musician, feeling the audience, feeling where to go. You kind of take that as an input, and you go on a journey together. You're basically co-creating this speech, this once in a lifetime event, hopefully. That's what makes a great speech. It feels like this person is talking to you. It feels like you're experiencing something. You're in a moment that may never happen again. It feels special in that way. So from here in the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, DC, my name's James Taylor. Thanks for watching, and I would love if you put down in the comments what was your big takeaway from watching that speech. I'll make sure I'll put a link here so you can watch the I Have a Dream speech. But what did you notice when Dr. King gave that speech? What were the things that you took away from that? My name's James Taylor. Thanks for watching.